Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Hell's Only YouTube channel, here with the Yorkshire Devil. Today I'm going to be going over Deceive Inc. Now this is a game that came out in March 31st of last year, or March 21st. So it's not been out a year yet. It's had some pretty decent updates. I played it for a bit when it first came out. Cost me about £15–20. We got quite repetitive really quickly because once people figured out the meta, as they say, and they knew how to, they either started rushing the vault because they knew where keycards were and stuff like that, or it just became a big fight fest in the middle of the street and people just shoot everything and everyone, even NPCs, which is obviously what you disguised as this game. They did some changes to that. They added an eat system, so when you shot NPCs and stuff, you gained heat, which meant that you took more damage off other players. It's been getting decent updates over time, but now they're doing this one, which is Operation Overall Phase 1. So this is a big, basically where it says overall of the game. So you've got updates to the maps, to the play styles, metas as I call them, agents, weapons, animations, new stuff that's been added into the game to try and make the gameplay more exciting, I'd say, and less repetitive, and not as quick where people are just going to shoot everyone in lobby straight away as soon as you load in, and also not doing the rush meta to get the vault keys to get into the vault, to get the loot, to escape with the loot. So let's go over the new patches. So from today, the 29th of February, later on today sometime, I'm not sure what time, I'm in the UK, it could drop 5 PM, 6 PM for me, it might be later. So basically, I'm not going to read everything, but I will go through the general changes. So game flow change at vault printers. So you always used to be able to grab keycards, and I believe there was only ever one gold keycard. If you didn't have the gold keycard, you could then hack the doors to the VIP area, which is what the gold keycard opened, and it would cost 10 intel, which is what it says here with the 10 intel. So ever since the launch of the game, major piece of feedback we have received was that the vault area was underused in all maps, since most maps blaze through the infiltration phase at great speed, which is when you have to basically find these terminals. There's 3 in every game, and I think there's 5 or 6 rooms in every game. 3 of these terminals, you get the gold level up from it, and this is basically where it would, once all 3 be collected, it doesn't matter if you were the one that collected them all or the different teams collected them, that then accessed the vault area. The vault area would open, and then you went into the vault to get the loot, the main loot from that game. So now, instead of this, you now get vault printers. So it's still going to be the same idea. You're still going to go into these other rooms and get the gold chips to basically unlock the vault. But to get into the vault, where the main briefcase is that you need to get, you now have to 3D print a gold card. So the golden doors of the objective room can no longer be opened with 10 intel, which is what I said earlier. You will now need a golden key card to gain access. To get the key card, you now have to find one of the keycard printers in and around in the vault area and use 10 intel to start a print. This is a good update, I believe. So instead of using the 10 intel on the door to get in, you now have to use it on the printer. But I believe there's this, once the print is started, the feedback on the printer will change at a later nearby spies that print has been started. After 30 seconds your keycard is ready to go, and you can head out to the objective room to start the extraction phase. We think this new addition leads to a lot of fun situations where tension rises as you hide close to your printer, making sure that no spy will steal your prize. Let us know what you think of the major change of pace as you get more playtime in this new reality. So these are the new 3D printers, what they're adding in. only in the vault areas. You can't in the main map. They're not going to be there. You're still going to get your other key cards, your green, your blue, and your purple. Excuse me. But to get your gold one now, you've got to use these 3D printers, which I like. They're adding a different element into the game, a different strategy. Jesus Christ, I can't get my words out. Strategy into the game. Now they're also adding first aid vials. These give players more options to heal on the go and recover from a tough fight. We hope the vials offer more interesting decision making and open up more ways to play the game without being too dependent on self-healing options in field upgrades or character kits. So certain agents have healing abilities, you can heal yourself, you can heal your teammates, or you can go into restrooms and you use these health packs that are on ball. They instantly charge your health full up. Oh, they did. I've not played this game for a few months, so whether that's changed I don't know. I'm just really excited for this new change, so that's why I'm going over it. Excuse me. Now these new vials, I think you can carry 3. Yeah, you can carry up to 3 first aid vials. They heal up for 20 HP. Using a single vial takes 3 seconds. Any form of damage, running or trying to shoot will interrupt the action. And you can find the first aid vials in maps or buy them directly for 3 intel each in staff rooms. Any expertise that puts you in a state will prevent you from using them. Chavez's invincibility and Larsen's vanishing. That's their abilities where they Chavez can't take damage here and Larsen's vanishing he can't take because you don't know where he is. So combat overall, major rework to many aspects that together will make the combat experience smoother and give us a more solid base to continue iterating on the game. This is a very wide reaching initiative that includes these elements. So yeah, they've reworked the animations, so they went back and looked at every weapon in the game to make sure weapon mods have more unique animations that fit their behaviour. Better and visual, better and that visual effects are easy to read and understand to better drive character personality. The biggest gameplay element is that this allows us to make bespoke animations that fit their fire rate and reload speed much better, removing the sluggish, slowed down feeling of some weapons. So this is Duke animations before, and then this is the Duke animations after. Quickly do that, right. Smoother recoil and damage fall off. So recoil curves have been entirely remade and the overall recoil of weapons across the board has been lowered significantly to make the actions more accessible. To complement the change and make sure that fast firing weapons with perfect tracking do not dominate at all times, we have introduced much more pronounced damage fall off across the entire arsenal, making sure that time to kill at longer range is longer and giving more chance to respond to attacks. I can't remember her name now, but there's a female character that's got like a crossbow that can shoot really fast. Red has which is the female character, she has like a minigun kind of thing which shoots really fast. So it's going to be, obviously you can't just pelt someone that's cross map, even though recoil's not as, even though smooth the recoil out, you're not going to be able to cross map someone and just track them because the damage fall off's going to be significant. So we've got new directional hit indicators that better showcase directional hits and give a precise feel of coming out. Damage received from direction. Sorry, I am badly today. So before you got this big arc like this to show you the direction where you're getting hit from, but now they've made it much smaller, so you've got more of a directional indicator of where damage is coming from. And then bigger damage, I think that means they're closer to you. So out of cover spies will now collide together instead of clipping into each other. This makes melee attacks much more reliable and fights less confusing overall. So before, like, I believe you could go through each other even when you were both out of cover. I think that's what this is going over. So it was quite hard to defend because people could like go inside your character and then just like punch you. You couldn't really get get to grips to where they were. So now there's collision. So another thing is aim punch has been toned down. A major piece of feedback we have been tracking the amount of aim punch when receiving damage in a fight, effectively throwing off your aim when you receive damage. We have made 2 major changes this update. So you've got aim punch has been reduced across the board to lower values. The curve for the camera movement has also been smoothed out, so you're not going to be jigging about everywhere. The frontal damage will cause half as much camera movement as damage from other directions. This intent is that if you see your enemy, you need less camera feedback to understand that you are taking damage. This should reduce a lot of frustrating situations in normal fights. Yeah, so melee attacks were a bit of a pain ass basically when I first started playing this game. So nice to see that they're addressing that. 2 new functions have been added to the ping, so a contextual ping that will show a specific icon depending on what you are highlighting, alloy, intel keycards, etc. And the radial menu with multiple new ping type options by holding down the ping button. So this will be the new ping system, I'm guessing. In addition, there is now a 3D element to the ping that appears in the world to help you understand the exact location that was pinged. Guard behaviour. Guards will now scale their response depending on the level of the spy. Here's how penalties work now and how it affects guard behaviour. So this is something they did introduce before with the levels, because I believe when it first came out there was no level, so you could just basically you could shoot the whole lobby down. I believe. I can't remember. I've not got no gameplay footage and I can't remember that far back because I'm getting old. So no heat guards will grow from less far away and will only try to take you down with melee attacks. This level is meant to interfere very little with PvP fights and allow well-behaving players to not get much PvE hostility. Guards can still shoot at you if you purposely put yourself in a situation where they can't melee you, jumping on a desk to wait around for example. So these are your heat levels. Like I said, this was something that was introduced a few months after the game was out. Might have not been a few months, it might have been a month or 2. But they've been messing about with the numbers, as you can tell from the level 3 one here. So your 25% additional damage taken and guards will start shooting at you. This is close to what guards currently do on live from a behaviour standpoint. Heat 2 is 50% increased damage taken. Guards will aggro from farther away and will be able to aggro up to 3 guards at once instead of 2. And then this is 75%, which is down from 100%. Increased damage taken. Guard response is identical to Heat level 2, with the added downside of taking even more damage from their shots because of the additional vulnerable status. So obviously the Heat level. To complement the guards, I've received tweaks to their melee behaviour to make them far less likely to punch you from behind, as well as a slight buff to their weapon damage to make Heat level 1 more dangerous from a PvE perspective. Additionally, after a short grace period, aggro guard will start building up your heat level over time, incentivising players to cut line of sight and get back into cover. This means that standing in front of heat level 0 guards while juking them for a long time will eventually lead to heat level 1 popping up. Heat gained buffer. Finally, the buffer to gain no heat after hitting a spy has been made longer and will also added a buffer on passive heat gain from aggro to not trigger. If you gained heat actively from hitting an NPC very recently, this prevents the player from gaining double the heat from a single attack on a guard. The idea is that the heat should not act as an accuracy check during a fight. We should be more lenient if a lost shot hits an NPC while fighting other players. So basically, you're shooting away, your bullet goes straight, it's an NPC. So it's not classed as you're deliberately trying to kill the whole lobby just to find players. You're actually, it's recognising you're in a fight with another spy. The intent behind all of this is to reduce chaos in the average fight by making guards respond to something that scales with player actions. If a spy plays in a very clean manner, they can expect guards to be less of a threat than before. Players that gather a lot of heat will find the response much more daunting than before. Now, map update. I believe there's 4 maps now. There were 3 maps when I were playing. As a matter of fact, I did play it a couple of months back after they added the 4th map, but I never got to play it because I think they need to add some sort of map voting as well in this game, which I don't think they're doing with this update. I didn't hear anything about it, and we'll see them go through. So basically, map changes are ranging from smaller polish, adding elements to all new areas and traversal options. God, I can't speak, can I, today? So Art Cell has been focused on the vault area to offer more cover. Basically, when you just go didn't have to, all this were open before, you didn't have no cover. So if you ran through here, someone saw you running and thought you were a spy. Obviously you're always in cover in this game. They just shoot you, and then if they got you, it was quite hard, especially if you didn't have a blue key card. There's a door behind this bit here. I think there might be one over here as well. Blue key card. So if your teammate's got the blue key card but you hadn't, then you're a bit screwed because you can't open. You need to spend intel to open these doors, and when you got someone shooting at you, it's not very fun. They've added these new restrooms, I think it is. Basically a two-way out. This used to be a dead end, I believe. So you could only come in one way, it'd be a dead end. You could heal up, but then you'd have to run out the same way. Silver Reef has had quite a few updates. Just because some rooms were dead. When you go and get the intel, the golden chips to open the vault, there was I think there were either 1 or 2 rooms that were dead end. There were no way out. So there's got an update where they changed that. Sorry. So this is getting another update, this time both in and outside the vault. Central bridge on the first floor has been removed to better control play area. Alright, okay. So but that bridge might have been here. I think it were, because that was one of the doors, yeah. So you have this bridge, you come across to this other side here, and you could run straight across. But now you've got to jump down, go up these stairs, I believe. Yeah, so this is a new staircase. Yeah, this didn't used to be. This used to be all open. All this used to be open. That's another on the vault floor from a new vault entrance has been added near the aquarium area. Alright, so this is a new vault entrance here. So you used to have to go down there for your vault entrance, or further along I think it were. So that's a new vault entrance there. Oh no, it's there, look. There's the vault entrance. I see. Yeah. So you'll come out. Yeah, okay. Diamond Spire is getting a massive update with the main goal of reducing rooms without exits, a smoother floor, both in fights and in escape situations. Outside the vault, new scaffolding have been added to create high-profile escape options on both sides of the map. So, what did I guess going to say? So yeah, so is it all this bit? Yeah. I think it was this bit here. Oh, they're here, look, scaffolding's here, look. So you just go into these rooms, and there'd be like staff rooms where you could get a green key card and stuff like that, or your green upgrades. There were dead ends. You had one door in, one door out. Basically, someone say you go in, and say you're playing duos or trios, and you've gone off on your own, a full team follows you in, you were screwed. There were no, the exit was that door. Now they've put these scaffolding and on the windows to the outside, they now slide open. So you can jump down scaffolding and then you can go into a different room. Like they've done it on the windows. I think it's both sides here as well, the scaffolding here. Ooh, pardon me. So yeah, these are windows here, look, which have got the thing signs on. And then as you go further down, this will be another window here that you can probably finger. The main office has received new visual cover on all bridges, and an opened up passage in the main lab at helicopter terminal that allows direct access to the vault floor. Yeah, so these were all open before, so now they've just put these banners here just for a bit of cover. Inside the vault, 2 new restrooms have been added to give more free-flowing options, so these are both brand new. I believe they were not here before. Finally, the rooftop has been updated to have both a restroom and a staff room, making it a fully fledged floor of its own right. So yeah, so you've got your restroom. You didn't have a restroom on top, but there is a staff room in here. Not a staff room, a guard room, which is where you can get your blue key card from your blue upgrade. So yeah, fragrance show. I don't think much has been done to this. Outside the vault, bespoke signs have been made for a variety of buildings to help for better call-outs. A variety of store buildings have also been remade to have a clearer visual, identity and more interesting layout. Added visual elements to also help them distinguish them. Yeah, they've just done visual updates to that. Sound Eclipse is the newer map, which I have not played. Which again, I say they should have a VAP map voting system. Because when I played it, either last month or a couple of months ago, I got like fragrance show like 3-4 times on trot. And it's like, come on, let me vote. But it might be something they introduce eventually. They all listen to player feedback, which is good. You don't get, some devs don't even listen to player feedback. So we'll see how it goes. So some of the clips, I don't know how this map worked before, because like I say, I've never played it, but I'll go through them anyway in case people have played it. So the lower part of the central hall now has stairs on both sides to allow better flow and prevent situations where players get trapped in a dead end in an encounter. A new staff room has also been added to make the central hall a more appealing location and give it a natural flow from public staff to guard room without having to change area. So I'm guessing one of these is a new staircase and this is the new staff room. Oh, that's the new staff room. Oh, yeah, there'll be 2 doors to it. Well, this will be this bit there, yeah. Okay. Play spawns update. We have updated possible play spawns, locations to limit close calls, and also have implemented a new spawning feature specific to team modes, duos and trio. This new feature allows us more control for spacing out teams since they need more space as solo players get a good early game experience. Yeah, spawns were a bit of a pain in this game. Excuse me. Right, controller experience upgrade. Nice that they've addressed this, by the way. We'll see if it works with the new update. So aim assist. Aim assist was a bit dogger on this game when I played it. So apparently this has been overhauled from the ground up. So controller aim assist has been reworked, moving away from limited fixed point targeting on characters to using the character's collision as an aim assist target. This means that aim assist will now pick up the character as a whole, making it possible to snap to any limb and help stick and move the reticle along the whole body, rather than just switching between individual points along the character's body. So yeah, before do your aim assist on the body. I'm not too sure about the head, but like when it came to arms and legs, there were no like how you get that little stick motion to stick to it. You didn't have any of that. It were a bit dogger. So I have seen the video and they have overhauled it. So hopefully that'll be a good change. So again, another change in aim assist is prioritization of hostile targets over passive ones. So your NPCs in game, meaning that civilians will now be ignored by aim assist when engaging hostile guards or spies. Finally, training dummies and some deployed gadgets like the remote turret will now be picked up by aim assist and treated as valid targets. Improved input remapping. Players can now remap, move and view rotation input as well as drones, ascension and descent inputs. Pre-game lobby respawn menu has also been moved to a hold of the game menu button to free up an input. Okay. You can now edit the options menu to adjust the colour and size of your reticle to your liking. Spawning logic changes. We are rolling out changes to restricted areas composed of multiple rooms like staff rooms and fragrance show that now make all differences considered a single room for the purpose of spawning items. What this changes in practice is a better spread of keycards and items across the map, since there will no longer be multiple blue keycards in a single staff room composed of multiple floors, for example. So yeah, you could just find 2 blue keycards in one staff room, or 2 green keycards in the staff room. Now you can't. So with a new update, hopefully. Vault blue keycards. We have added a pool of blue keycards to the vault to give a chance of for players that have not been lucky in their looting their first phase to catch up to other players in the infiltration part of the match. So yeah, the first phase where you're going around collecting the terminals, the 3 golden, so they're your golden level ups, upgrades, which is then you've got to go into a purple room. The terminals are there, you get these gold upgrades, that's a terminal. They're the 3 terminals that then open the vault. Are they in blue? No, they're in staff rooms. And it's then the purple door. So, I was kind of right, kind of wrong. So, basically, if you don't get lucky enough while you're in that phase of collecting terminals, once the vault opens, once you get into the vault, which you will have to pay until to get into, but once you're in there, there will be blue key cards scattered about, so because there's multiple blue doors to get through up into the purple area, and then after that you then have to obviously with the updates you'll have to 3D print your gold cards. So that's that. We hope this makes matches more exciting, gives more opportunities to players to turn things around. Spy bots for new player experiences. With this update we are introducing the first iteration of spy bots to the game. In this first phase, the bots will be spread through the match, making it experience to help new players get a better grip of gameplay without throwing them into the lion's den of full player matches. So hopefully new players come in and they have some bot matches where they play against bots and other new players. So this is by private lobbies. I've not done private lobby myself ever on it, but I will go through it. So, now rolling out a new option for private lobbies, allowing you to play with everything unlocked for everyone, but obviously with XP turned off. I think this option is going to facilitate interesting gameplay ideas and allow players to experiment with things they have not yet unlocked in the real progression. So, operation, that's your map. So Artel, you can choose your mode, what region you're in. Sandbox mode filled with bots, randomized teams, blah blah blah. You can also fill a private lobby with bots to help fill out your matches. Please note that this does not change the requirement of having at least 2 players to start a lobby, as it still requires a dedicated server to start a game. Be aware that the bots will not be present in the pre-game lobby, but they will be part of your game once the action starts. Bots are very much meant to be easy enemies to deal with in this current iteration and are not meant to be a challenging element. Please keep this in mind if you plan on playing with bots in lobbies, and we will continue iterating on their behaviour in the future. So I think it's just a way that you can just test stuff out and get used to the game and whatever, if you don't want to go straight into an online game. There are a bunch of new inks and poses. Some of them are added to loot briefcase pools and can also be obtained with credits, while a new shout intro, I think it's, I'm very sorry if I've got that wrong, intro pose has been added to the store. So balancing, so this is the damage fall off. General element that will affect every weapon in the game in different ways is a rework of damage fall off. There previously was a little bit of a fall off that would affect some weapons, but it was overall a very understated element of the game. Now with now with recoil across the board at an all-time low, which is obviously what they talked about earlier, where they smoothed it out. They need a new balancing element that would prevent fast-firing weapons from melting enemies from a long distance with pinpoint accuracy. So again, we look forward to seeing your feedback from that. Resistance status effects, a major pain point for players was around the resistance status effect being too much of a differential. This will lead to fights feeling unfair and unfun. To remedy this, we are reducing the added bonus of the resistant effect to keep it as a substantial advantage, but making the fight feel more fair when it's involved. Resistant damage reduction reduced 40 to 25. Resistant status, I'm not sure what that is. That'll be from a perk ability from certain agents. Yeah, because you've got a slow status effect as well, which has been reduced from 40% to 30%. That might be the reduction of your own perks, maybe. I'm not too sure. Sorry about that, that's my phone. Again, melee adjustments. So on the melee one, they've reduced the amount of stickiness that you will feel from motion and melee attack. This should lead to less jarring, snap to correct slightly off melee and making use of the melee combat more fluid. Team revive tweaks, so when you revive, they've put it up to 85 from 80 for the first revive, from 60 to 70 for the second revive, and from 40 to 55 from the third revive. I'm not sure, I know it was an update, like I said, I played a couple of months, is if you revive your teammate, I think if you revive your teammate once you've got the vault loot, or once the vault loot's been taken by another team, you all got full health again. I don't know if it automatically did it even if your teammate were alive. So say with third revive and they were on 40. Obviously this is going to 55, but then they got the boost in health again up to normal, because it's like a second phase of game. So if your team's not being completely wiped, it's like a fight back mechanic. But we'll see. Weapon headshot display change. In this update, we are changing the way we display headshot damage on weapons. In the past, we would display a headshot modifier that you would have to apply to the damage values to get a good idea of this effect. This could be confusing as some stronger weapons have lower multipliers, giving the impression that they are weaker than other weapons, when the actual damage is still bigger after the operation. To this effect, we are now displaying headshot damage directly to give a clearer sense of how much damage you will deal in game. Okay. Now agents, these are the changes I believe to the agents. So Ace has been a big subject of discussion since the holiday Rumble update. With this update we want to tone down aspects of her kit that makes her fighting her far too oppressive while keeping the strength of her powerful weapon sniper identity. So she has a sniper rifle. Ace's passive charge time is now weapon driven. This means that her charge shot will charge the fastest on the Jack and the slowest on the King, with the Queen in between. So these are her weapon mods. With Queen Diamond's passive charge time 0.35 seconds to 1 second, no damage fall off. Jack of Diamonds is passive charge time 0.35 seconds to 0.45 seconds, damage fall off starts at 20 meters. King damage has been reduced from 46 to 45, headshot damage has been reduced to 80, the reload time has been reduced to 1.8 seconds. The passive charge has been upped to 1.3 seconds from 0.35, and there's no damage fall off. Significantly toning down the duration of status effects inflicted by Ace, they would lead to situations that could feel entirely hopeless or leave you with a longer lasting effect. Well, after your fight with Ace is over, contributing to frustrating third party situations. So change to weapon driven charge time for all passives. Diamond's bit exposed status duration 20 seconds down to 6 seconds. Okay, that's a big nerf. Slow duration 7 seconds to 3 seconds, which is a lot better. Again, these are what they said earlier on with the effects. The neutralized duration from 12 seconds to 4 seconds. So yeah, coming down on Ace there, aren't they? But she has got one of the stronger weapons, the sniper rifle. Does a lot of damage. Or it did when I last played it. Weapons adjustment for Cavalier are mostly centered around making the arsenal fit better with the new damage drop off reality, making sure the shots required to down a target feels good. So a fire rate has gone up from 4 to 4.5 shots per second. The bullets per mag have gone down from 14 to 12. The reload time has been reduced from 1.8 to 1.5, and the fall off starts at 15 meters. Hydra weapon mods again, fall off starts at 20 meters. Mod 2, fall off starts at 10 meters. A passive, all are passives, is that saying? Delay before shooting after melee from 0.5 to 0.7. From 0.56 to 0.7 seconds, sorry. Tiger's Leap added a bit more impulse so the Cavalier can travel farther with the skill fully charged. So I think that's a melee attack. So she can pounce further now. Chavez. Goal with Chavez, this update is very clear. Reduce player frustration when fighting against him and give ourselves some design leeway to make his weapons more different, with different ammo capacities. We know it's been a difficult time fighting resistant Chavez on with the Duke, so let's have a look at how we are tackling this. So yeah, Duke gun was, yeah, pretty nuts. I mean, you could win against him, but it was an odd battle. If you got third party by him, then you were screwed. Sentinel fire rate is from 1.1 to 1 shot per second, so that's down a bit. Headshot damage being reduced to 50, so took one off. Fall off starts at 20 meters. Visual anti transformed from a 6 shooter to a 9 shooter for a stronger, faster shooter identity. But they've upped the reload time from 1.15 to 1.5, and the fall off damage starts at 15. Now the Duke, this is the gun. So they've transformed this from a 6 shooter to a 4 shooter hand cannon to a better enforced position identity. Headshot damage is down from 80 to 60, so that's quite a good nerf. The fall loss starts at 25 meters. Tough as nails, I can't remember which one this is. This might be that re-healing one. Not sure. But basically they've reduced it from 50 to 25, and overheal takes longer to start decay but starts at the same time, 5 seconds. Yeah, so that's the real one. Hard boiled expertise. Duration reduced from 7 to 5 seconds. Unshakable force should be reduced from 15 seconds to 7 seconds. Return to sender just been nerfed by 1 second from 3.5 to 2.5. Hands, well, the nerf to the slow status effect and recoil overall effect, hands by the wayside. The more specific change I'll focus around is damage drop off balancing. His basic weapon hook, full off for hip fire starts at 10 meters and his ADS starts at 25. The jab mod, full off fire starts at 10 meters and the full off radius starts at 20 meters. Uppercut is hip fire starts at 10 and ADS starts at 25. Not much changes there. Larson, we're adjusting damage fall off for Larson to make sure his weapon fits his close to range identity. Base silence damage fall starts at 15 meters. His mod 1 starts at 20 meters fall off. His mod 2 fall starts at 50 meters. For shots, the throw is unaffected. So this is the one where you shoot, and then you shoot your gun at him, and he pulls out a new gun. Grand finale, cooldown now starts when the zone finishes instead of during the zone. Tour de Monde changed the trial VFX around Larson's position to make it more readable to enemies in pursuit. Madame Ju, whatever her name is, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Our main change around Zu is to tweak Mamba's hunch ability to make it easier to understand victims and give them some tools to play around it. So weapons again, damage fall off starts at 10. A long shen mod 1 fall off starts at 20, and then the Junwa damage fall off starts at 10. Again, if I said that wrong, I apologise. Mamba's Hunch, rather players now get a notification when Madame Ju gets an update on the current position. There is now a minimum buffer between 2 triggers of Mamba's Hunch to prevent Ju players from getting 2 updates in a very short period of time, allowing very precise pinpointing. This means that the final vault terminal and the vault opening will only give a single ping of all players instead of 2 within 15 seconds. I'm not sure what that is, but... Octo, besides the damage fall off adjustment for his weapons, also is getting a tweak to his intel refund rate on his base passive, the very high chance of refund on low intel, and this will affect the extraction phase quite a bit. His damage fall starts at 20, does not affect intel projectile. Damage fall starts at 10, again does not affect intel projectile, and Calamari mod 2 starts at 10, but again does not affect intel. Passive, percent chance of getting intel refund when 10 intel away from max, 40 to 25%, and then intel refund of 20 is from 65 to 50%. Rage is a good example of character that we feel benefits quite a bit from the introduction of a more pronounced damage drop off with very distinctive weapon options. Our focus with Red is to give clearer identity and make her options excel in different circumstances. As such, we are giving back a faster fire rate to her base weapon to make it a real standout. We'll keep check with a more aggressive damage fall off range. A real standout while keeping this in check with a more aggressive. Can't read now neither, Jesus. So the Outbreaker, the fire rate is from 5.7 up to 6 shots per second, and the damage fall off is 10. Jack Falls, just damage fall off is 20, and then the Love Bite is fire rate has been reduced from 1.3 to 1.15. Damage fall off, and Ed Spray pattern is back on ADS shots, but with a tighter spray with the usual iteration. With guards generating passive heat on aggro, we revisited the range of Red's Nautilus to prevent it from being too potent and tracking down spies in a tough spot. So reduced distance from which Red can see rivals with a heat level 120 to 60. Sasora, projectile weapons are already quite a challenge to land at range. We are not adding damage fall off to them still. Sasora has a whole new element to contend with thanks to the addition of first aid vials. Fire rate for a single uncharged kunai has been made 10% faster, has a visual element on the reticle that indicates clearly when the weapon is fully charged. Expertise, all poison spies cannot use first aid vials until the effect wears off, so you can use a poison dagger so it poisons you so you can't heal up. Squire, so Squire's been quite a strong agent as well. We are taking some time with the addition of damage fall off to give a clearer gameplay use case to Squire's arsenal. We are positioning the Lance as fast firing, well balanced option, the Trident as a stronger close quarter burst weapon, and the Javelin as a precision longer range option. We think these tweaks will open up more opportunities to choose one weapon over the other depending on gameplay preferences. So the Lance's damage has been reduced from 20 to 16, the fire rate has been upped from 2.5 to 3.3, its magazine capacity has been upped from 10 to 12, and the damage fall off will start at 15 meters. The Trident damage per bullet has been upped from 9 to 11. Delay between bursts has been reduced from 0.33 to 0.30, and the damage fall off starts at 10 meters. In the Javelin, the damage has been reduced to 24 from 25. Headshot damage took a bit of it from 44 to 34. The fire rate has been reduced from 1.9 to 1.8, and the damage fall off is 25 meters. Hitting a rival spy from cover will now also trigger the amped up effect, which makes him run faster. Expertise, Eyes of the Prize, Eyes of Lost and Found boxes, first aid vials and vault printers to the list of detected items. So that's his little detection perk. You meet with their weapons unaffected by fall off. Our focus will be finding a fun twist for an underused EMP flock ability. In this update we are trying out a new sticky projectile that you can place on spies and NPC alike to create moving zones of denial. Okay. All weapons add a visual element on the reticle that indicates clearly when the weapon is fully charged. And then mod 2 EMP flock, so projectiles now stick to NPCs or play directly, hit by the bubble. Bubble applies neutralize status effects instead of slow. Bubble still apply exposed like the base variation, preventing victims from regaining cover for the duration. So now gadgets, so the umbrella shield. Interact time to pick up the deploy shield has been raised to 2 seconds to prevent quick juggling of picking and dropping the shield during the fight. Picking up the shield will now cancel ADS, preventing players from pre-charging shots from picking it up. The deployed shield will now break instantly if its owner gets eliminated. Deployed shield weak point now has aim assist for controllers to help shoot it. The remote turret no longer generates heat for the player when shooting at guards. and then all the rest is bug fixes to players, spots, maps, sounds, gadgets, and there you have it. So that update is out today on the 29th of February. Again, I'm not sure what time. I'm sure they'll put out a tweet regarding the update and when it goes live. And again, over this weekend, I don't know if that's starting from today or tomorrow, but it is going to be free to play on Xbox, PlayStation and Steam. So make sure you grab it. Have fun with it. If you've never played the game, have a go. There is solo mode, there's duo mode, there's trio mode. So yeah, make sure you have a dabble. It's Deceive Inc. It is a good game. Like I said, I did drop off from playing it just because it got a bit repetitive. I've jumped on when they've done certain updates. They've been going in a good direction with the updates. I like the updates that they've done. They seem to be listening to player feedback, which is also good. I know it's not always good, because there is some. I'll not get into that with the games, but yeah. So that's Deceive Inc. This is going to be Operation Overall Phase 1. As I say, it's going to be free to play for all weekend. Like I say, I'm not sure if that starts from today when the update goes live from Thursday the 29th, or if that's from the 1st of March, which is tomorrow or Friday. But it is going to be free to play on Xbox, PlayStation and Steam. Is it on Epic as well? It might be. No, don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but I know it's definitely free to play on Steam, Xbox and PlayStation. So make sure you're looking out for it. Download it. It's not a massive game to download. So go and download it, enjoy, have fun, and hopefully I'll see all you guys out there, all you agents out there, trying to deceive me as NPCs and trying to kill me. So with that, I'm done. I will be live tonight on twitch.tv/Yorkshire Devil. So if you want to come and check me out, you can do. And until then, have a good time. Check out Deceive Inc. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and share, and do subscribe, as I'm just getting back into doing videos and back into streaming. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching the video, and all have hell of a day. Goodbye.